elected as a president for the NAACP, and as many of you know, it is one of the oldest civil rights organizations in the United States. He serves also as the vice president of the Foss Park District Board, and recently was awarded the Civic Leadership Award as one of the most influential African Americans in Lake County. And I understand with this election, the NAACP is now going to take is creating a new page in its history book. And therefore, I'd like to present Mr. Kingston Neal.
Thank you, Yolanda, for that introduction. My name is Kingston Neal, and as the NAACP celebrates 100 years of service, our founding fathers dreamed and ambitions that demanded for voting rights for women and people of color, equal access to education, economic empowerment, and a host of priorities. Jubilantly, we reflect on the progress that's been made. In its inception and the catalyst that launched the horrific riot in 1908 in Springfield, the NAACP knew that it would take an entire community to eliminate the civil and social ills of our society. Today, we triumph from so many of those issues of that struggle, yet we still have so much more work ahead. NAACP Lake County Branch understands the need to build coalitions and partnerships to speak to the disparities of people, all people. We will continue to work together with our community organizations and citizens to eliminate racial disparities, social inequities, and the destruction it brings to our community. We look forward to another 100 years of accomplishments achieved together. One of the early trailblazers of the NAACP, Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois, said, "Now is the accepted time, not tomorrow, not some more convenient season. It is today that our best work can be done, not some future day or future year. It is today that we fit ourselves for the greater usefulness of tomorrow. Today is the seed time, now are the hours of work, and tomorrow comes the harvest and the playtime." For this debate, Waukegan Leadership Council, NAACP, Lions Soccer League of Women Voters, and the Black Chamber of Commerce honored to present the mayoral candidates of Waukegan. Today we have independent candidate, Lake County Board Member Robert Sabanje. Republican candidate, Greg Flesher. The Democratic mayor candidate, Mayor Richard Hyde, is actually on his way, so we will hopefully see him soon. As a nonpartisan organization, we do not support or endorse any of the candidates involved. We as a nonpartisan organization have expressed the same to each of these candidates involved. I would now like to give the floor to Pastor Gass from the Black Chamber of Commerce for the ground rules of the forum today. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Arthur Gass, and I am pastor of the Mount Zion Baptist Church of Waukegan and president of the Black Chamber of Commerce of Lake County. It was organized in July 2005 for the sole purpose of taking African American-owned businesses and other minority-owned businesses and putting them in a position of growth and development so that we can do more economical things with our communities to help to grow and to maintain our economic stability. I would like to just tell you that we have a few ground rules for this meeting today. Since this is a nonpartisan event, we ask that all in attendance refrain from wearing anything that represents a political candidate or party. That means no buttons, signs, or t-shirts for any candidate or party may be worn at this debate. If you are wearing one of these items, please at this time we ask that you would take them off. In the case of the t-shirt, you may turn it inside out. Our moderator for today's event is Joan Castas. She will give a short description of the League of Women Voters and explain her role as moderator. We're asking that everyone here respect the moderator, and we'll be limiting the answers to the questions to 1.5 minutes. This week we'll have a timekeeper, Ms. Guadalupe Laurel, and Ms. Chris Harris will hold up the signs when the time is up. The questions have been prepared by members of the communities in order to try to address the main issues that impact our families. We do not have time to address every issue that affects everyone in Waukegan the postcard that was provided to you as you came in, and to give them to one of our floor leaders. We will also not allow any videotaping of this event from people who do not have media credentials. Once more, I want to emphasize that this is a nonpartisan event. None of the sponsoring organization endorses any candidate in any of these races. Furthermore, the sponsors do not necessarily agree with any views expressed by any candidate. Our moderator today will be Joan W. Costa. Joan is a licensed clinical professional counselor and a certified alcohol and drug counselor. Joan is a counselor and adoption worker from Lutheran Child and Family Services of Illinois, Waukegan, for over 15 years. She retired 2 years ago. She has been active in the League of Women Voters for over 33 years, including over 25 years in moderating political debates. She's been president of the County League and held many other local positions. She served on the school board in Lake Bluff for over 15 years, and for the past 8 years has been chair of the Lake Bluff Zoning Board of Appeals. She and her husband John have 4 children and is most delighted being a grandmother to 6 grandchildren. I will now leave the floor to Joan.
Thank you, Pastor Bass, wherever you just I'm delighted to be here with all of you this afternoon, and I thank you for taking the time to be here or watching the cable broadcasts if you're at home. It's the goal of this forum that on Tuesday, April 7th, our votes will be responsible and informed ones because we knew what we were doing. So on behalf of the League of Women Voters, I welcome all of you. Everybody's gotten to say their little spiel. Let me tell you a little about the League. The League was begun in 1920 by women before they were given the right to vote by the 19th Amendment. Women fought for over 100 years to vote in this country for that right. There are leagues in over 900 communities in all 50 states and more. We are a nonpartisan political organization. We encourage active participation in government. We try to make democracy work for all citizens. We're a grassroots organization. We never support candidates, but we are passionate about issues and getting out the vote. So that's the League. A few things before we begin. Perhaps you could turn off or adjust your cell phones. I always forget that, so. And I'm going to ask that there be no applause until the end of our program. Applause for a program like this becomes very time-consuming, and we have a long program this afternoon. So we want to hear what these candidates have to say, and not the sound of our own clapping. So please, let's wait till the end. The way to respond to the candidates, as you well know, is to vote them in and then attend city council meetings. Restrooms are located out the doors in this direction, around in the foyer. And the candidates and representatives of all sponsoring organizations will be available to speak with us after the forum, and all their literature will be out there too. Today we are going to hear from the 3 candidates, and I am assuming that one will appear here momentarily, who want to be the mayor of Waukegan. The terms are for 4 years. The person voted in April will serve until, is it May or April of 2013? May, until May of 2013. If this person is lucky and they get voted in, they'll be praised for their involvement. Most likely, though, they're going to be confronted, questioned, challenged, exhausted. In spite of this, though, they all want the job. So, let me help us understanding the order of our forum this afternoon. For those of us who are visual learners, and most of us are, you'll notice that the candidates are seated in the order on which they appear on the ballot. So we're going to start with each candidate giving an opening statement of 2 minutes. And candidates, I need to point out our 2 timekeepers here, Guadalupe and Chris. Ladies, could you sort of let them know where you are? Thank you. The gentlemen, you'll see that they've got big cards here. If they hold up the first yellow card, it's a minute you've got left. The second one is 5 seconds.